Definitely.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, this is my firstborn niece that I'm so proud of. And I'd like to start by just introducing you guys to her a little bit, and we'll talk about a business venture that she's in. We're going to talk about a charitable donation venture that she established, and a little bit about that. But before we do, I would like for you, Hope, to just tell a little bit about yourself.
All right. I am actually a marketing communications professional. Been there for about a little over a decade. Not telling all my business. Um, I'm a Libra. I enjoy long walks to the bank.
Wait. Did you say I'm a Libra? I enjoy long walks to the bank.
I did.
All right.
That's why I work all the time. Yeah, we're about to talk about some of my work, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely what we're going to do. Jermaine, you look like you got something to say.
No, I was just in agreement with that long walk to the bank.
Amen.
We stand in agreement.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so that's why, Hope is a perfect guest to have on this show. But give us a little bit of background, because here's the thing. I've been doing this series, if you will, off and on, featuring entrepreneurs or business people, or people doing, important things in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And you fit in very nicely under all of those topics. But the one thing that I've enjoyed bragging the most about people that have come on the show is that it's homegrown talent almost exclusively. There's some exceptions and we love them too, but you are the epitome of homegrown talent when it comes to Milwaukee. Am I right?
Yes.
Where'd you go to high school?
What point? I'm just playing. I started high school at Milwaukee School of Languages and then transferred to Mesmer High School. So shout out to private school and public school. I've done a lot of time at both of them. So shout out to that. I attended Alverno College.
All right. And what did you major in at Alverno College?
Professional communication.
Okay.
Graduated a professional communicator. So
all right. Well, you know what? There's something to be said for that. And that's interesting to me because maybe the only person that knows your personality as well as or better than I do would be your mom, who is my sister.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out to my mama.
Yes. Shout out to Lisa, the mother of my beautiful nieces and nephew. And grandmother to my great niece, the one that I have. But what I was going to say is I know that your personality tends to be more introverted, that you're not a big talker.
No.
So how does someone who's introverted and really only likes to speak to the extent it's necessary, how does someone like that become a professional communicator? How do you reconcile that?
That came from my love of music.
Really?
Yes. So came from my love of music. So actually I might have to go back a little bit further. So it came from, I was in high school. It was time to start thinking about what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I didn't know. I just I always knew I would go to college, but that whole getting a job thing, like doing what? What was I supposed to do? Right. So you and I were talking about it, and one day you're like, you're messing with me and my hair, and you're just like, oh, you're so pretty. You should be on the news. So I said, oh, well, that looks cool. I'll go be on the news. So in college, we had this project where we were supposed to interview someone in the field, and I didn't really get much of the experience there. But where I did get a lot of the experience was the radio. I actually ended up doing an internship and actually working at iHeart. So, that's kind of how I ended up with the communication major because of my love for music. So I'm like, okay, I get to deal with music. What do I need to major in to deal with music? Oh, radio, communications.
So would you say your love of music, that's what led you to go and work at a radio station?
Absolutely.
Okay. So how like what were the logistics of that? Like how did that come about? Because I love music too. I never got to go do that. How did you pull that off?
Sending a lot of blind messages, popping up at iHeart, walking up on DJ O at Star Bar. I don't know if anybody remembers Star Bar. He was DJing that night, and
Jermaine is nodding, yes.
following up on my interview that I had with him there. So yeah, a little bit of stalking, a little bit of emails,
Okay.
legal
Well,
stalking. I am not crazy.
y- yeah. Well, sometimes that's what you have to do. I mean, to be intentional about where you'd like to go, and you see something you want to pursue, and then you honed in and you made that happen. It's not like, I didn't pick up the phone and call and have a connection to say, hey, let my niece come in here and do this. You found your own path.
Right.
Yeah. So that's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So, being a Mesmer High School graduate, do you feel that having that experience of attending Mesmer High School, like did that make you more focused on the college track, or what was it like? Was that typical of Mesmer graduates to go on for additional education?
My younger self would completely roll her eyes at what I'm about to say, but my grown self will say, honestly, Mesmer High School, I feel like made me. It gave me my actual direction. I've always had some form of direction, but at Mesmer, we kind of, there was a different standard. For example, you nobody's cool unless you can stay after school, right? Like you got to have an activity. But at Mesmer, no, your grades had to be right, and yes, you had to have an activity to be after school. You couldn't just hang outside on the steps with your friends and chill. And everybody had to have some business. Everybody had to have somewhere to be, and
Mm-hmm.
having that habit there, you kind of get instilled with that. Like I have to have
Mm-hmm.
somewhere to be. I have to have something to do. I need to be somewhere. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, since I was there in your upbringing, I know the answers to some of this, but you actually already surprised me with one question. But I'll ask you some stuff that I know already. But
okay,
I want you to tell the people. So, when you were in high school, did you also work?
yes.
What kind of how did you work that out?
um, I just went to work, but I mean, I had all types of jobs. I very first job was Dairy Queen at 15. And after that, I worked at another ice cream stand.
Wait, wait, wait. I thought you had to be 16 to work at. But were you in there illegally and I didn't know?
Yeah, as long I think I was 15 because I wasn't driving yet.
Okay. Okay, I would have said you were 16, but all right, but go ahead.
Maybe I was about to turn 16, but
Okay. Cuz I
yeah.
know you got your license right. You didn't delay. Like you got
We are
your
not against child
license.
labor laws. I swear we weren't.
You turned 16 and you got your license. You weren't playing around.
No, I ain't had time for it. I had to be at work.
Right.
I had too many jobs and y'all were trying to taking me to work. So
Yeah. So what other type of work did you do in high school?
um I worked for you sometimes at the law firm. What else did I worked everywhere. Like I remember once even taking a week off of my regular job to go work with my friends at Summerfest. Like who does that? Then there was that summer where I decided I was going to work two jobs with no car. So of course my mother had to come get me and after work take me to my other job. Like just doing too much.
So it was a job for her, just getting you to and from your
Yes,
jobs.
that's why that license was necessary.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Okay, so then you move on, you go to Alverno.
Yes.
And what was significant about that experience that has helped to shape you for today?
I want to say it's probably the curriculum, just because of the way that it's not your standard grading system. It's not your typical lesson plans, so to speak. Everything we do is based on the eight abilities, and we won't even get into what they are because they're long and need their own explanations.
Yeah.
But
Well, when you talk about the grading system being different, it's more of an assessment system, or
yes.
or generally, because I actually trained at one point to become an Alverno College assessor. I never actually did it, but I trained.
Okay.
I trained like
We can
there's a
talk about that
special.
later.
Yeah, yeah, because I was a baby lawyer, right? And well, a couple years out of law school, but I was a baby lawyer. And the attorney that I worked for at that time, Karma Rogers, was just a very eloquent, very polished, professional person. And her thought process was, all right, I've got these young kids who work for me, and they're smart, they got all the credentials, but they're so young, they still need like some refinement, some life experience. And what better way to learn to be that with that polished presentation, if you will, than to be in the position to have to assess other people.
Right.
So that was her rationale. So this was one of her requirements,
Okay.
that the attorneys that worked for her, which was myself and you remember Dawn and whatever, because we were a bunch of baby lawyers, two or three of us, all of us just very young and fresh out of law school. And she said, nope, everybody has to go and do the Alverno College assessor training. And so that's what we did. And so that's how I'm aware that that's a little bit different. But I didn't mean to, take it away talking about me,
No.
because we're here to talk about
Learn
you.
something new every day.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I actually did. And I don't remember how long a program it was, but I just remember going um, and I think it might have even been on the campus, and the training may have taken place. Um, it may have been handled by the people who were there that were already assessors, and they were showing others, well, this is how you do it, this is what you do, and this is what's important to look for, and so on and so on. So, but is that what it was like at Alverno when you were there? There were assessors rather than tell us if you experienced that with the assessors.
I can maybe think of one particular instance where we had assessors, but I don't remember exactly what that was. It was usually in class. I mean, all of our tests were assessments, so all of our in class assessments were pretty standard, but we operate on a kind of a pass fail type of system
Mm-hmm.
instead of A, B, C, D. We don't have grade point averages, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's just different.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I can see where that would make it a little bit different. So but at the time that you were with Alverno, and wow, I'm going to show how little I know, but it's still an all female institution, right?
Unless it's
Even now?
with the exception of grad school.
Okay, that's how it works.
Unless that's changed now too, but yeah, glad
Yeah.
when I was there, it was the exception to grad school. Men can attend there.
Yeah. So okay, so but undergrad, it's a female only institution in the undergraduate.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you think that was a plus or a minus in terms of your experience there? What are your thoughts on that?
I never looked at it as a minus at the time because I'm Milwaukee born and raised. If I don't really know a better way to say this, but if I was looking for guys, I know they're not on campus, right? I know, okay, go to Marquette's parties this weekend or go to UWM's parties this weekend. So, I mean, I never looked at it that way, but it was different because if you go to work may not be all women. So for those that don't have male figures or have worked with males and things like that, I mean that maybe could be a disadvantage to somebody in that situation, but I don't feel like that was a bad thing on my part.
Well, so a lot of times, the young girls, when you start college, you're really just a teenager still. You're 18, maybe, sometimes 17, getting started. So, did it help the young ladies focus more on their studies to not have boys in the classroom?
I can't speak to that.
I know I'm reaching back, but I don't know. Just as
I
I'm
mean,
sitting here,
me, I have always done my own thing. Like,
now this is true.
that's why I don't know. I sorry to those women if it did. I don't know.
Yeah, Jermaine is laughing because I looked right at him. I looked right at him when I said that. He's laughing. But yes, I do know that about you. You have always done your own thing. But that's good. And I've hoped that I can say that I have encouraged that as well as your mom.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. And other prominent figures in your life, who would you like to mention?
My granny.
Mhm.
Shout out to my granny.
Okay.
You know, my siblings, the parents, the whole family. You know, all the
And
folks.
and dad, who's my dad, but your granddad, but you called him dad.
Of course.
Yeah. So it looks like we have somebody who's calling. But I was going to say that if you'd like to call into the show with any questions or any comments that you'd like to add to the discussion, the number here is 414 444 5250. That is 414 444 5250. If you'd like to call in and have any questions for Ms. Hope. Now, we were talking about Alverno. So you graduated from there, and then talk a little bit about what your career path has been up till now.
Career path up until now. Let's see. I graduated from Alverno. After that, I think I was still working at the radio station. It was a part time position. I was working in promotions. I was in promotions for a few years afterwards. I even secured a full time job and was still working promotions just because I loved it. Um, so I worked nonprofit in communications for a long time, but I just kept noticing that I would get kind of derailed from versus what my goals are versus what the company's goals were. So I mean, I kind of felt like that started to plant little seeds to find other outlets to do things that I like to do.
Hmm.
Do you have to?
Yeah, I was going to ask you to hold that thought just because we do have a caller
Okay.
who's called in, and I'd like to add the caller to the discussion. Caller, please go ahead. Thank you.
Not coming through. Am I coming through? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
coming through now. Yes, I am. Well, it's always an honor and a great joy to be in your presence. I missed you last week there. Well, good morning to all. Good morning, Mr. Rideout. Good morning, Mr. Carvey. Good morning, Miss Attorney Cora. The young lady in the studio, what's her name?
Yep, her
Hope.
name is Hope.
Okay,
Good
good
morning.
afternoon. Good morning, Hope. Tyrone W. speaking.
Nice
And
to meet you.
a blessed and joyous, wonderful Thanksgiving to all of you and your families and all. Drive safe out here in this. You know, you can celebrate and have fun, but a little taste of red wine. You don't have to get intoxicated to have fun, you know. But if you do get a little tipsy, give the keys to a designated driver, and you know, we want to bring you into the new year with us, you know, so we can. I want to meet all y'all, you know, and get autograph stuff from like Ride Out and Carving them there, and maybe Miss Attorney, you know, Cora, get some autograph stuff there. But the new year is going to be a better year, even if I got to walk some, because I don't drive anymore and I don't do buses. But if I got to walk to catch up with her and meet her, then I'll be doing that.
Yeah,
Walking her.
and today is one of those weather days that, the
It
driving out
sure is.
here is not so good.
Soon,
Now, of course, with the business that I'm in, if
yep,
people have little fender benders, we can help them
yep.
out, but I don't like to promote that. If
Right,
it
right,
happens,
right.
we're
Well, it
here,
is
but
what it is
we
because
don't
they're
want
out
that.
here. You know, they drive kind of idiotic. You know, even in this stuff here. And the thing is the wetness underneath it makes it slippery. You know,
No, you're not kidding,
not
Tyrone.
not 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 the tough the stuff on the surface. It might be that. Well, it looks like it's kind of coming down kind of wet there. So I don't even know if you can blow this. You probably just have to shovel this here
Yeah, I think this is shovel
because I know the
snow.
pottery stuff there. You know, the stuff that they blow the leaves with. I've seen guys blow that stuff even with the leaf blowers. You know, it's real
Right,
pottery
right.
instead of the but anyway, I just wanted to call it. I missed you last week, so I just be sure and say hi to sister and the rest of the family for me. I just want to say it's a blessing. You know, iron sharpens iron. We got all these different. You're speaking about Alverno, but we MATC and some of the others. You know, a couple of them is closed there, but just be the best you can be. You know, just like Attorney Cora is. You know, be the next Oprah Winfrey of yourself. You know, highlight yourself and be the best you can be of yourself. The best person of the best version of yourself.
That is
You know
absolutely right, Tyrone. I appreciate that.
that's the most we can do. You know, um, so I mean, I love what I'm hearing, but yeah, you know, once you have the wisdom and the knowledge, then you make that better to where you know learn it to where you can teach it because you can always make money off it by teaching it, just like a language. And then you know, just be the best representative that you can be, representing yourself and other people. That's the best. You know, that's what God gave you the gift and the talent for, to be the best you can be, representing him and other people. But so I hear the music, so I didn't want to take up too much time. But wonderful Thanksgiving to all. We'll talk maybe if not before next week. For Christmas for sure.
All
But
right, Tyrone.
best wishes.
Thank you so much for calling
Yes,
in. We
best
appreciate
wishes for
your
the new
words
year.
of
Yeah, good weekend, and we'll
encouragement.
talk. Love you. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Okay, we'll be back with more money talks from Attorney Coral. I have Hope Manuel in the studio, and she's going to talk to us when we get back about how you can donate lightly used or new jackets and coats for children because Hope loves the kids. We'll be right
Ooh.
back.
The holidays, and holiday trips, and holiday toys, and holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet. Together.
Welcome back to Money Talks with Attorney Coral. I am Attorney Coral Plez, and thank you so much for joining us. It looks like we have a caller right away. Caller, please go ahead.
Okay, let me turn my radio down. Okay, I haven't been long got in the house, but I ride the city buses. Milwaukee, please slow down. All bus stops do not have shelters, and they are driving fast and just slush and everything. But congratulations on all the success that I did here when I came in the house,
Thank
and
you.
also, um, if anybody needs a turkey on 17th and Walnut at the House of Peace, the Bucks are giving away turkeys between, I believe, 2:30 and 3. It's a drive-up situation.
Is that just
So,
for today?
well, as far as the Bucks goes, and I missed the sign up for because I do go there for food, like a stock box every month,
Okay.
and I didn't get the thing for it ended in October. So, but anyway, it's just me, so I'm just gonna buy some smoked turkey parts. I'm not a whole turkey anyway, and
Okay.
make a small pan of dressing. But
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds good.
yeah. So if anybody really needs a turkey, I don't know what's gonna be with the turkey, but you'll have a chance to meet the Bucks if you got a car. Just drive up at the House of Peace between 2, 3 o'clock. I don't know exactly what time they start, but I know they should start by 2:33. Yeah,
Yeah, because Thanksgiving is literally 1 week away from today.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then everybody is, the timings are different, and this and that. And if you don't sign up by a certain time, because the last register sign up for House of Peace was in October, and I did not know that, and I was there in October. So all the information is really not getting passed around. And I wanted to ask whoever's answering the phone, am I caller number 8? No, I know I'm not. That was a
No
corny old
prizes
lady
today.
joke. All right, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for that information because it's timely. It's very timely. It's that time
Absolutely.
of year to be thankful for things. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Columbia and give that number out later for people who want to talk about mortgages. But this is the perfect segue, Hope, to talk about something that a charitable endeavor that you are working on right now that I know is so important to you. So please, just let's talk. Let's just jump in and talk about it.
All right, let's do it. So, Milwaukee Hope Initiative Inc. is my nonprofit. Um, I won't bore you with my mission statement, but
No, we're not bored. Tell us.
no, I'm not going into the whole mission statement because it's long. So what I will say is,
Jermaine is killing me today.
being born, I feel like, see, if you don't always get the opportunity to really, speak from the heart on things instead
Okay,
of some stale shortened mission statement. Like, so
take it
being
away,
born
kid.
and raised in Milwaukee, I love my city and I felt like it was time to put my efforts where my mouth was. I volunteer in a lot of different capacities, and I've noticed that within different opportunities, not one in particular, but sometimes there's a lot of red tape when it comes to people getting the things that they need. For example, like you have to be a member of this, or your kids have to go there, or I just want to be able to do good things without stipulations. So I found so far the only way for me to do that is to create my own opportunities. And I know a lot of other people in the city see the same thing where these kids are walking around in these hoodies. Well, for all of them, it's not a fashion thing. Some of them do not have coats this winter. So, my goal is to put coats on the backs of 100 of these City of Milwaukee kids. So, we are accepting new coats, gently used coats, or monetary donations for the purchase of new coats. I have a Givelify account, so you could look up Milwaukee Hope Initiative Inc. there. You can I could take donations through Cash App, and I have a donation bin at Columbia Savings and Loans that my brother so graciously watches and guards with his life and greets the donors. So
Okay, so Columbia Savings and Loan Association is at 2020 West Fond du Lac Avenue. That's 2020 West Fond du Lac Avenue. If you would like to donate either brand new or lightly used and dry cleaned, preferably, then coats that we're our donations for children. And there's
yes.
some nice. I looked in the box. There's some nice
Yeah.
jackets and
Most
coats
of
in
them
there.
are brand new. And I think that's another thing people don't consider. These coats do not have to be expensive. Honestly, I buy my niece's coat from Sam's Club every year. The coats are like $20. They are fleece lined. They've got fur hoods. Like those are some nice warm coats. So they've got inexpensive coats. Old Navy does. TJ Maxx does. So it doesn't even have to be anything huge. So I think that's a big misconception. And also the fact that kids come in all different sizes. So adults, if you have some coats that you can let go of, feel free to bring them. There are some children that are really tall and need help as well.
Well, that's what I was going to say because you mentioned that, sometimes we see kids with hoodies on in the
Mm-hmm.
winter, and you said, well, maybe they actually don't have a coat, a warm enough winter coat.
Right.
And I was thinking, well, now we're talking probably teenagers. So I was going to
Mm-hmm.
ask you, is there an age limit or what sizes, what sizes are you looking for?
All sizes. Kids come in all sizes. So all size coats are welcome.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you said that because as I noticed as I was kind of snooping through the box and impressed with how like adorable these cute little
Yeah,
jackets
I
are.
have little coats. I need coats for big kids. I
Yeah,
need those teen coats. I need those adult size coats.
right.
So
Coats or
adults,
jackets, right?
coats preferably.
Okay.
Wisconsin gets cold.
Yeah, yeah, it
So these kids
does.
are on the bus and things like that. So
Right, right. Well, what about hats and scarves and mittens? Is that part of it too?
it it wasn't my mission, but I'm definitely not turning them down.
Okay. Do you want to give or contact information or cash app information for people who may wish to either donate or reach out in some other way?
Sure. You can reach out to me hello at mkehope.org, or
Give it again, please.
it is hello at mkehope.org. That is the email. You could reach me by phone 414-616-1059. Do I need to do that one again too?
Please.
Okay, 414-616-1059. You can also reach us. Trying to think of another. Oh, you said Cash App. So the Cash App is $MKE Hope 24. And again, that is $MKE Hope 24.
That's awesome. So you were telling us a little bit, but tell us a little bit more. Like, what prompted you really to take on such an endeavor? I know you've got a lot on your plate already as it is, but you are taking on something of this magnitude.
It's been on my mind for a while. I think when you're in a position where you're able to provide things for yourself, sometimes you don't always think about, maybe it's one of your friends, or maybe it's actually somebody that you care about that might need that extra help. And that was a situation that came about. Somebody that I care about was in that type of situation. And again, I just didn't like the politics around a lot of the things that a lot of the coat drives had, and things like that. I was also listening to no, I was reading a news article about, well, this is about to give away another one of my initiatives, and I don't want to do that yet. So I'll just stick to
Okay.
there. Never
Okay.
mind.
Okay. So, how do the people who need these coats, how do they connect in order to be considered a candidate for these? Because I would envision, you mentioned the goal of 100,
Hmm.
right? And I know that box is getting more and more coats in it.
Yeah.
But even if we got to 100, what if you have 200 people that are in need? Like, how does that work? How do people who have a need, somebody with small children or teenagers or whatever it is, how do they make themselves a candidate for this?
Honestly, there will be so what I want to do is, first I want to assess what I have and what can still be used and given away. So the drive ends December 6th. Now that following week, if I do have any coats that have not been cleaned, they'll be cleaned, and there will be a sheet for people to be able to sign up for coats. My plan is to be able to get those coats back out that Saturday after I've reached out to those people that can come and get coats. Hopefully, we have them in their sizes. And if we don't, I don't plan for this to be a one time scenario, or just because the cutoff is over. If people still have coats after the 6th, I'll still take them. If Because we're also working on some other things where people are providing more donations than anything. So there are more leftover funds that we will still be able to give people coats. So just because the drive is technically over, the initiative is still going.
So, to the extent that you may collect money, and I know that people have been making financial donations for this that maybe don't have or coats handy, um, then the people that are seeking help don't get the cash, right? You'll
No.
go out and you'll take that cash and you'll go buy
Yes,
as many coats and jackets as you can with the amount of money that you're going to get.
exactly.
Okay. And one thing that I've noticed is, in terms of the drop offs that I've seen come to the bank, that there were people that would buy one girl color and one boy color.
Yeah.
And, I just thought that that was cute. Like, when they came in, like, I don't know, it's just something about the little ones that,
You got to even it out.
yeah, yeah. So I thought that that was good, but it doesn't matter. Let's say if you're a person who has a son that maybe outgrew his, he had a growth spurt and outgrew his jacket last year and didn't get to wear it very much and is still in good, reasonable condition, yes, we do ask that things be washed or dry cleaned, obviously before dropping them off as a donation. But then that would be something to consider. Don't feel that you have to have something for both genders. We're grateful, very grateful for whatever you might be willing to donate to this cause. Anything else you want to say about the coat drive, Hope?
No, I think we got it.
Okay. All right. Well, I am glad to talk about that. Um, so I do want in our remaining time then to talk a little bit about MVA. Would
Okay.
you tell people what that is? And
Sure. Should I probably start or why it even exists?
yes, please.
Okay. So
What it is and why it exists.
okay. So Manual Virtual Assistants is my virtual assistance company. Basically, I can do anything that your executive assistant would do for you, but I do it from the comforts of my own home, which is the gist of it, right? But I was where do you really want me to start it? Because I had
Take it from the
clients
top, kid.
before. Like, how far back do you really want me to go?
All the way.
Okay, let's see, all the way back. So probably 2019, I think it was. I got a call from my cousin, and she said my cousin is a publicist. Shout out to Forever Change Consulting, my cousin Sharonda. Um, Always her foot in my back to start a business. So my cousin called me. She says, "Hey, I have a client that needs an assistant." And I said, "Okay." She's like, "Well, I think she's like, well, I think that you two should talk. I think you two would work really well together. I know you've done this type of work before." So I said, "Okay." I took the phone call. The lady and I hit it off. Shout out to Shayla of Black Girls Wine. And it just kind of, a wonderful relationship kind of grew from there. And even because at the time I was between jobs, but I got a new job and I was going to quit because I'm thinking to myself, well, I've got a job. I don't need another one. And I actually just kind of liked doing it. I find that I've been an assistant before and it's not my favorite job, but I will say it makes a difference when, you have a little bit more control over what you do. Um, and that's kind of what I like about manual virtual assistants. If there's a company that I wouldn't want to work for, I don't work for them. Or if there's a task that I'm not necessarily comfortable with taking, I don't take the task. So,
Well, what I liked about it was that you got to do a whole lot of traveling when you were
yeah.
working with Black Girls Wine, because it was unfortunate. Well, fortunate, but unfortunate at the same time that the principal, I think she was expecting, right? And so
Yeah.
because of that, she needed you to stand in the gap for her. And that
Exactly.
worked out really well for you because every time I turned
Extremely
around,
well.
yeah, every time I turned around, you're like, T, can you get me from the airport? T, can you drop me off at the airport? I'm like, where are you flying off to now, kid? Because
Yeah.
every time I turn around, I always say, like, there goes Hope. If there's some plane flight, there goes Hope. There she goes again.
I try.
And tell us some of the places that you were able to go because of working and having MVA.
I've been to Napa. I've been to the Hamptons. I've been to Portland, Oregon. I feel like I'm missing a spot.
Yeah, there was somewhere south that you went, or some of that I think
I went to
might have
Miami,
been.
but Miami was more of a meetup thing just for the group. It wasn't
Okay,
necessarily like one of our designated
okay,
Black Girls Wine trips.
okay,
Well, it was like an unofficial one, but
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so you did you got some miles in on that one though. So
I did.
yeah, so that's my 2 cents in terms of what I liked about it, because I like to hear. I was enjoying all of that vicariously through you,
Yeah,
because
but
surely I had my nose in a book somewhere, because that's how I roll.
next callers, please tell my aunt to get out here in these streets more. Please, if you are listening, tell her to book a flight and go. So much of what I always say is to live on your own terms, right? I don't really believe in the word no. So, and that's part of the reason why I'm sorry. I am the firstborn. I'm the first grandchild. Like,
She's my first niece.
what is no? What is no?
Jermaine got it.
I'm spoiled, but I work
Yeah,
hard.
you are spoiled. boy.
I'm spoiled, but I work hard.
I mean, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you work hard, then you're supposed to play hard.
See?
Right. Well,
exactly.
yeah.
Do you hear that?
That was
You
wisdom.
work hard.
Yeah,
You were
if
supposed
you
to
work
play
hard, you're supposed to
hard.
play
That's
hard.
wisdom.
Book
yeah.
a flight. Go
Yeah.
outside.
Now I gotta agree with your niece
Yeah.
because you don't want to just exist. You want to live. So,
Right.
book a flight and go somewhere. Enjoy
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Well,
And
I
But
know.
you still
and
spoiled
and
though.
I do it alone.
But you still spoiled.
Thank you.
I am.
Thank you, Jermaine.
I'll be that.
Yeah, but she does work hard. So I will continue to, I guess, support the spoiling of Hope, because she is hardworking and she is independent and self-sufficient, and she is everything I ever hoped and dreamed and wanted her to be.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, this is when anybody asks me, like, how do I get down? Here's Exhibit A, right? My best work right here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what else were you saying? You were just
I was just talking about just, living on your own terms. I
Mhm.
don't believe in no. So if there's something that I want to try or want to do, I don't want to say necessarily that I start a business for it because that's not exactly true, but there is some truth to it.
Right.
I like philanthropic things. That's not a space that I necessarily work in, but that doesn't mean that I can't find ways to be impactful because I think coming from a nonprofit environment, nonprofits, you're needed everywhere. I don't feel like I ever had to pick a direction, so to speak. I've always felt like I can do everything. I can do whatever I want. That's always what I've been told, right? Grow up and you can be whatever you want. Well,
and here she is.
a full-time job and 2 businesses later,
Right.
I have to do whatever it is that I want. And it came because, like I said, everything that I've mentioned already. I remember one of my first professional jobs, my director was telling me, oh, your greatest asset is your eye. And I was offended by that.
Mm.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking, now I understand I am unconventionally talented. But at first I'm thinking, well, what's that mean? Like, that's a cop out. Like, why would she tell me that? And,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like,
what does that mean?
And what am I gonna do with that? Like, how do I market that? How do I go in the room and say, oh, my best asset is my eye? But what she meant is, because I kept hearing different variations of this.
Because I'm thinking your eye, but no, you're talking about the eye. Right?
No.
Or the you.
It's the I for sure.
I don't get it.
What she meant was, because it didn't hit me until I worked somewhere else and someone was telling me, I can give you just a blazing mess and you take it and just make it what it's supposed to be. He was like, you see the vision, you get it. Everybody doesn't get it. And at first I thought, what are they talking about? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But no, I bring things together. I make things work.
Right. Okay.
No
so it is the I, meaning you.
No, it's the I. I know what it looks like. I know what it's supposed to be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I see it now. It's a play on words. It's both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm so literal. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, your eye.
That's why you are our attorney. Either it is or it isn't, right?
Oh, hey, I know one black and white thinker that's listening this morning. That my other favorite Libra.
Yeah.
But
Shout
I
out
think
to President Jones.
And you knew exactly who I was talking about. He knows it too if he's listening. But yeah, I think that I see the nuances of gray. I think I see the shades of gray in things. But you don't see it that way with me?
It depends on what it is. Generally, no. It's black or it's white.
Man, Jermaine, it'd be your own people. It'd be your own kid to come into the studio and just, put you on blast out here in front of everybody. It'd be your own kids that show up and do you like that.
I didn't explain that.
So what I also like about you with MVA, manual virtual assistance, is the flexibility of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what do you have to say about that flexibility?
it's everything. I'm a full time auntie, as I always like to say, auntie and all the time. Shout out to Nay.
I was
She
gonna
would
say you better
have
take a moment.
she would have my head if I did not shout her out. Shout out to my boss, Nay.
Yeah.
I love Nay.
Yeah. Tell everybody who Nay is.
Nay is my 8 year old niece. 8 going on 48, but that's my girl.
So Nay is to you really kind of what you were to me
Yeah.
in parenting, if you will, because I have to call it that.
Yeah.
Like that's really, and it's nothing against the parents because she has a wonderful father, Douglas, who loves her dearly, and your mom, who is mom to her, that would do anything. And but you are extra special in her life, as I know that I have always been in yours.
Yeah, we believe in the village setting around here, if nobody can tell.
Right. But hey, but it's
The village
working.
is tough.
The village is tough, but the village is paying dividends, and that's sitting right next to me. And then you've got, your brother who's working with me and is just really proving himself to be exceptional, working at Columbia Savings and Loan, is our security. And he also does the custodial work at the bank. And I walk in that bank and I smell so much bleach sometimes, and I'm saying this is the cleanest bank in the Midwest. It might be the cleanest bank in all of America. So we appreciate all of that. And then your younger sister, Olivia, who
Yeah.
also worked at the bank this past summer in the teller area, and she too held it down and was just wonderful. But right now she's away at college at UW Oshkosh in her fourth year, and we'll be seeing her next week for Thanksgiving.
Yes, we will.
All right. Well, I hear the music queuing up. That means we have to take a quick break. We're going to come back and remind everyone the details of the coat drive. And I will remind everyone the phone number for Columbia Savings and Loan Association if you are interested in applying for a home mortgage. Come back with us from the break, and I'll give you that information. Thank you. Back to Money Talks with Attorney Coral. This is Attorney Coral Plus. Um, and before we wrap the show, it looks like we've got another caller. So I would like to give the callers an opportunity. Oh, it looks like not. All right. Well, what I'd like to do is ask Hope to once again just really quickly tell us about the Hope Initiative because Hope loves the kids and tell us what that's all about one more time.
All right, so the Hope Loves the Kids coat drive is until December 6th. You can drop off new or gently used coats at Columbia Savings and Loans, and we need all sizes.
2020 West Fond du Lac Avenue, Milwaukee. That's Columbia Savings. And there's a box in the lobby. If you show up there and you'd like to donate lightly used or new jackets or coats, please make sure the lightly used are dry cleaned and ready for the children to wear. And just see Douglas at the security station because he knows where the box is. It's right there in the lobby, but you can leave your donations there with him. Give them the other contacts again, please, Hope. The yeah, say no, I need you to do that. Tell the people if they need to get a hold of you another way or make a Cash App donation in lieu of coming and dropping off a jacket or coat in person.
All right. The phone number is 414-616-1059. Again, 414-616-1059. You can find Milwaukee Hope Initiative Inc. on the Givelify app if you would like to give that way. It is tax deductible. Or you can find my Cash App, $MKE Hope 24. Again, that is $MKE Hope 24.
Thanks, Hope. I just
Welcome.
think that's an admirable thing that you're doing. And I'm proud of you as always because you care about people and you just take the initiative to do good out here in the world. And that needs to be commended. So I just want to say that to you today. You always make me so proud. And this is once again, there you go, doing it again.
Thank you.
All right. So give some shout outs to some of the people that are important in your daily life.
Yeah, I had to make a little list. So you just touched on, well, I'll start at the top. My life manager, Dr. Jackson.
Shout out to Dr. Jackson.
There is no MVA without the MVA clients. Dr. Lacey, who has made an appearance on the show and who will be back again.
Shout out to Dr. Lacey. And Dr. Lacey, we're waiting for you to come back.
Yes, Dion Grayson, Dorothy Enriquez, Shayla Vernado, and my trainer, who kills me softly a few times a week. She will also be coming to the show. Shonda Moore Young of Young and Fit will be coming. So
shout out to Young and Fit.
Yeah. So when I'm snatched, don't talk to me for a couple business days. But
and we'll have Shonda and your hard work to thank for that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I know Shonda already.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
I only know her through Facebook, but I'm going to know her personally, hopefully soon enough, because health is wealth. So it definitely relates to our topics. Okay. So we've got a caller. Caller, please go ahead. Yes, caller. Thank you for holding. Please go ahead.
I didn't know it was me. I just want to say she is so awesome. And you as well. But she is just such an amazing young lady. And
thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
What's her name? Did she give her name?
Oh, I don't think she did. Was there anything else that you would like to say or any question that you'd like to ask? Oh, I guess not. All right. Well, you know what? I'll take that and run with it. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much. All right. So I would like to remind everyone that Columbia Savings and Loan Association is open for serious business. If you would like to apply for a mortgage loan, please reach out to the bank. You can call 414-374-0486. That is 414-374-0486. Please reach out to the bank and schedule an appointment with our brand new loan officer and see what steps you may need to take. Maybe you're ready right now to get a mortgage approved, but maybe there's some things that we can put you on the path for to get you in a position so that when next spring comes and next summer comes, you're ready to make the purchase of your first home. So please don't hesitate to give us a call. Thank you so much again for listening. This is Money Talks with Attorney Coral. I have the wonderful, awesome Hope and Manuel in the studio with me this morning. Okay.
Not my middle
I just
name.
getting in trouble. I'm in trouble with her. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Hope.
Thank you.